Hey, how's it going? Doing good? Great. Gonna teach you how to play Bless God as recorded by Cody Carnes, written by Cody Carnes, Brandon Lake, and Brooke Ledgard Wood. It's a wonderful song, rich lyrically, doctrinally. It's kind of a medium tempo and a real satisfying set of chord changes. Just a wonderful worship song. So let's get into it. All right, Cody Carnes, Bless God. Let's get into our ingredients here. We've got a medium tempo, I think it's about 72-ish. So not too slow, but definitely not fast. It's easy tempo, it's fun. And we're in the key of B flat, that's the original recording key. And anytime I'm playing acoustic guitar in the key of B flat, I'm always capoing on capoing, is that a verb? I'm putting my capo on fret 3. So that I can play from a G shape, like so. And that's our root chord. That's our first chord. We need a G, right? I'll show you the chords and their variations that I tend to use. So you got your G chord, your home bass. I will typically let go of my index finger and not play that note and just play it like so. You'll need an A minor 7. I typically will keep this top note droning out. That kind of leads the key of the song throughout. So G, A minor 7, like that. You'll need a C, here's your regular C. A C with the top note. You'll need a C minor 7 as well. You let go of your index finger. Do that. That comes in handy because the melody fits the chord better that way. Also a C sus2 where you keep this down, but you let go of your, your middle finger. And you get that note in there. C suspended 2. You'll need an E minor, good old E minor. You'll need a D suspended. There's that note again. And then we're back to G. Oh, I forgot one more. You'll also need a variation of this home chord as a first inversion. It's music theory talk for a chord where the third gets the root instead of the actual root. So instead of this, you're playing this. So remember that note we let go earlier, right there? Well, that's gonna be our root note, and then we're just gonna mute that top one. That's your first inversion. 1/3, G over B, whatever you want to call it. Anyway, those are the chords for our song. Let's get into the intro. All right, so let's get into our intro for this song. Let's listen to our tempo. I've got my handy dandy metronome here set at 72 beats a minute. Let's take a listen, see how it feels. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm just gonna vamp on this G chord a little bit. This is your basic feel for the song. You're really accentuating those quarter notes, keeping good time. That's your basic groove for the entire song. Very acoustic driven song. So for your intro, your chords go like this. You've got a G chord for 2 beats. You've got your A minor 7 for 2 beats. You've got your C major 7 for 1 full measure. Then you've got your E minor for 2 beats. Your D suspended for 2 beats. And then the last bar is split between your C sus2 and then your G, you're back home. But it's not like the other measures that have 2 chords. This one actually moves pretty quick. It goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, like that. Let's take a listen to it in tempo so you can really get the idea. 3, 4. You can also play that last G, the campfire version, if you're familiar with that, where you play the third up here, the one where we're choosing to let it go most of the time, but you would also let the second string ring out, and of course keep your high octave root note there, and play like that. That actually suits this song really well. Going from that C suspended shape sound to back to the G. Yep, that's a motif you're going to hear in the entire song. Anyway, that's your intro. Let's jump into the first verse. All right, so as we get into verse 1, the energy level is pretty low. It's pretty gentle. So it should be intuitive that you're not coming in really strong, obviously. You want to keep it nice and easy. Like that. The first verse, very similar to the intro, but the timing on the chords is a little bit different. So we start off with our G shape. Blessed are those who run to him. Like that. All right, this is the campfire version where playing it like this. You can play it with this fingering here, you know, or this fingering. Because of the chords that follow it, I kind of play it this way to make it easy to go to the next one. So anyway, first one, G. Blessed are those who run to him. And then A minor 7. Who place their hope and confidence in C. Jesus. To a quick B, or sorry, not B, G. I was thinking B flat, because that's our key. Anyway, Jesus, C, G. He won't forsake them. E minor, D suspended, like that. Let's hear that again. G for a measure, A minor 7 for a measure, and then quick C to G. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the same timing for the next two chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. Again. Blessed are those who run to him, who place their hope and confidence in Jesus. He won't forsake them. Like that. It's the first half. Second half is exactly the same. Blessed are those who seek his face, who bear the knee and fix their gaze on Jesus. They won't be shaken. And then we get into our chorus. Let's hear that whole thing at tempo with our little groove that we established so you can get a whole picture of how it sounds. 2, 3, 4. Blessed are those who run to him, who place their hope and confidence in Jesus. He won't forsake them. Blessed are those who seek his face, who bear their knee and fix their gaze on Jesus. They won't be shaken. Into our chorus. That's verse 1. Let's amp it up a little bit in the chorus, and we'll see how that goes. All right, we have made it to the first chorus of the song. Our energy level is still relatively low, but I want to open it up just a little bit. Not too much, though. This song's got a lot of dynamic room to grow, and you want to save it, trust me. So the chorus sounds much like the intro. In fact, the second half of the chorus is the same set of chord changes and timings as the intro is. But here's how it goes. You got your G, you got your A minor 7, you got your C major 7, followed by your E minor, a regular C, and then a D suspended, play it that way, or you can play it the spicy way, where you take your C shape and then just move it forward 2 frets. Play it like that. That way you get this suspended sound here, but you also get this dissonant note below it. And when they're played together, it just creates this, oh, it's so beautiful, right? Songwriters love this chord. And then the second half is exactly the same, and this is where it's similar to the intro. G, A minor 7, E, C major 7, and then E minor, D suspended, and then quick C sus2 to G. Repeat it again as a vamp before verse 2. Here's how it sounds at tempo. 1, 2, 3. Come on and praise the Lord with me. Sing if you love His name. Come on and lift your voice with me. He's worthy of all our praise. That one more time. Boom. And then we jump into verse 2. Let's check that out. So we've made it to verse 2. Not going to spend too much time on this. Verse 2, just like verse 1. Slight variation. There's a tag at the end of verse 2. And then we do 2 choruses after verse 2 instead of just 1. Technically, there are 2 different choruses. It's not just a repeat of 1. The chord changes are the same, but the lyrics are different. Chorus 1, chorus 2. And then at the end of chorus 2, we do the same little vamp that we did at the end of the chorus after verse 1. But like I said, verse 2 has a tag on it where we repeat the last couple measures. So I'll play that out and you'll hear how it goes. Here's the last half of verse 2. Blessed are those who die to live, whose joy it is to give it all for Jesus and for Him only. And then you tag it, do it again. Oh Jesus, all for your glory. And then you're into your chorus. Just like before, but only twice now. And then at the end of that second chorus, you hit your vamp. So here's the last line of the chorus. He's worthy of all our praise. And then here's your vamp, C sus to G. And then you're into the bridge. That's where things really start to grow dynamically. So let's jump into that. All right, we have made it to the bridge. And as I said before, this is where the energy really starts to percolate and build up to its highest level towards the end. It is rather lengthy, so you do want to take your time. The chords are the chords you're already familiar with, but we're going to give each chord 1 measure. With the exception of the last measure of the bridge, you're going to split that evenly between an E minor and a D suspended. So it goes like this. You got G for a measure, 3, 4, A minor 7 for a measure, 3, 4, C suspended 2 for a measure, and then 2 beats E minor, 2 beats D suspended. You're going to play those chords that way 6 times in a row, just building gradually every time, energy-wise. And then on the 7th and 8th passes through the bridge progression, instead of starting the progression on a G, you're going to start it on a G over B, which is that first inversion 1/3 that I showed you at the beginning, where instead of this being your root note, this is your root note. The third of the chord, that's your root note. You're going to start the progression on this note, or this chord, for times 7 and 8 through the bridge. And the energy is really up by this point. So it sounds like this. There's your A minor 7, your E suspended 2, E minor, D suspended. And then at the end of the bridge, you're gonna do a little tag that builds up into the chorus. It sounds like this. Starts on that G over B, and it goes to a C suspended 2, and then an E minor, and D suspended. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Every chance I get, I bless your name. Do it again. Come on and praise, and then we're into a chorus like that. All right, and so then we got a couple of choruses, a couple tags, and then we're out. Let's check it out. All right, we've made it to our last choruses. We're on the home stretch here. Energy level is as high as it's gonna be. These choruses are just like the choruses that come after verse 2. It's technically chorus 1, chorus 2. Slight variation though on the second half of chorus 2. So chorus 1, just like every other chorus 1 that has come before it. Come on and praise the Lord with me. Sing if you love his name. Right? Chorus 2 though, when it gets to the second half where they sing the come on and lift up your holy hands, they do this cool walk up where they drop the first beat of the measure and then they hit a chord every quarter note leading up to the C major 7. Sounds like this. Come on and lift up your holy hands. Like that. So those chords are G, A minor 7, G over B, and then they land on the C major 7. The timing is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, like that. Here it is at tempo. I'll do chorus 2. 1, 2, 3. Come on and bring your offering. Sing if you've known his grace. Here comes our fun little walk up. Come on and lift up your holy hands. He's worthy of all our praise. All right? That's fun, especially when the whole band does it. And when they get to the end of chorus 2, it lands on the G, but then it goes straight to an A minor 7, and they tag, he's worthy of all our praise. And then you're back to the top of that cycle, but instead you hit a G over B, and then an A minor 7, and then the last tag, he's worthy of all our praise. Here's those 2 tags. End of chorus 2. He's worthy of all our praise. A minor 7. He's worthy of all our praise. G over B. A minor 7. He's worthy of all our praise. Now, instead of just intuitively landing back on the G, what they do, on the recording anyway, is walk down from a C to land on the G, like this. Last tag. He's worthy of all our praise. C, G over B, A minor 7, G. You don't have to do that when you lead this, but that's how it happens on the recording. Here it is in time. He's worthy of all our praise. Like so. And it's like a little bow on the end of the song. Anyway, that is Bless God by Cody Carnes. I hope you enjoyed it. I appreciate you giving me your time and attention. Go lead it. Have fun with it. Be blessed.